by me, White Wolf Gaming. I already played through this game. It's a short game, but it's like the art style and the way it's set up, so I figured, I'm sure a lot of people don't give games like this any recognition, so I figured I'll do something different. So I'm going to play through this game during the stream. I probably won't be talking a whole lot, because there's a lot of story bits in here, but I just want to give this game some recognition, because it's a good game. Or not really a game, it's more like a story, and it's almost like watching a movie. Got some very nice scenes in it, and a lot of nice art. So without further ado, let's begin. As you can see, I've already played through it. It's 4 chapters long, so it might take maybe an hour, hour and a half max to get through it from start to finish. So I'm going to continue and play through this until the credits.
Dear Esther, the gulls do not land here anymore. I've noticed that this year they seem to shun the place. Maybe it's the depletion of the fishing stock driving them away. Perhaps it's me. When he first landed here, Donnelly wrote that the herds were sickly and their shepherds the lowest of the miserable classes that populate these Hebridean islands. 300 years later, even they have departed.
Yeah, I just like the art and the music on here. Excuse me, so I decided to play through it just to share and give it some recognition. And if you guys know any more games like this, please do let me know. I'm not going to talk a whole lot because there is a lot of story bits. I will at least say hello if somebody was to say hi or get into the chat. And maybe next, I'm hoping Thursday, I'll be doing some more Green Hell stream. And I just want to point out that I've beat both endings, so I know the story. But I'm going to do it under a survival mode. Or not survival mode, but with a survival aspect. Just to make things a little more complicated. But I've done it on tours, so I can learn it. So I can focus on the crafting and the story instead of just constantly fighting for my life.
At night, you can see the lights sometimes from a passing tanker or trawler. From up on the cliffs, they are mundane. But down here, they fugue into ambiguity. For instance, I cannot readily tell if they belong above or below the waves. The distinction now seems banal. Why not everything and all at once? There's nothing better to do here than indulge in contradictions whilst waiting for the fabric of life to unravel. Dear Esther, I found myself to be as featureless as this ocean, as shallow and unoccupied as this bay, a listless wreck without identification. My rocks are these bones, and a careful fence to keep the precipice at bay. Shot through me caves, my forehead a mount. This aerial will transmit into me so. All overexposed, the nervous system, where Donnelly's boots and yours and mine still trample. I will carry a torch for you. I will leave it at the foot of my headstone. You will need it for the tunnels that carry me under.
I just want to point out, I do know where to go, because I've already played through it, but I am going up through this way, and that way I can get the full story for you guys. Story bit, I will stop to admire the view while we listen to the story. Now this here, it made no sense to me, but after I went through it, I realized that this is a map saying that I go up through here, and I'm just going to have to, it's going to come right here. This is over there where it's a dead end. So I ended up having to come back around here, and I noticed right here, this gap is this gap. It's a map. But for the most part, I know where to go, but I'm going to explore through the cave system more when we get to it, just to get the full story. Really, this shouldn't even be streamed. This should be more recorded and published. But I'm a streamer, not a YouTube video maker. I don't have the time or patience to sit here and edit for hours on end. I work a full-time job, and I gotta do what I can. That's why I stream. Because streaming doesn't require editing. And that's why I don't post that much either, because I work a full-time job. And a lot of times when I get home from work, I'm just tired and don't feel like doing nothing. But these views, though, I tell you, they're nice. Love the art style, even though some of it, I mean, you can see here, it's clearly copied and pasted. But even with it just being copy and pasted, it's still nice. I really just want to get some recognition for
a wonderful sight. The moon cresting the junction between the cliff path and the stone circle. It cast a shadow of the ridge across the beach, all the world as if you had signed your name in untidy handwriting.
I just wanted to get some recognition for this game. I'm not a big YouTube channel, I know, but some recognition is better than none. So for like I think it was maybe $1.99, I think I paid for this game. It's well worth it, just because of the art style, the scene, or like the beautiful nature, like the scenery and the story. And it's a short little game, but it's a nice one. And the music is nice as well.
When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff path died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
I'm guessing, I don't know if you can see my cursor or not, but I'm guessing that's what he's referring to, the chalk in the cliffs. I plan to stream this from start to finish.
They were God-fearing people, those shepherds. There was no love in the relationship. Donnelly tells me that they had one Bible that was passed around in strict rotation. It was stolen by a visiting monk in 1776, 2 years before the island was abandoned altogether. In the interim, I wonder, did they assign chapter and verse to the stones and grasses, marking the geography with a superimposed significance, that they could actually walk the Bible and inhabit its contradictions.
Okay, I can kind of see that, like, this being a pilgrimage item for, like a Bible or something. That I can actually kind of see. I didn't think about that the first time I went through it.
Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
I know that cave in there, but I can't remember if I went up this way or not. Oh, I do gotta go in the cave for the story part a bit, I do believe.
This hermit, this seer, this distant historian of bones and old bread, where did he vanish to? Why? Asked the farmers. Why? Asked Jacobson. Why bother with your visions at all, if you're just to throw your arms up at the cliff and let it close in behind you and seal you into the belly of the island, a museum shut to all but the most devoted?
Another map, I'm guessing? Yeah, just saying. Oh yeah, it is a map, okay. The entrance to the cave, go in. I'm in this bit right here, goes around the middle. There's loops and goes back out. Okay. Don't remember if I came in here or not.
I dreamt I stood in the center of the sun, and the solar radiation cooked my heart from the inside. My teeth will curl and my fingernails fall off into my pockets like loose change. If I could stomach, I'd eat, but all I seem capable of is salt water. Were the livestock still here, I could turn feral and gorge. I'm as emaciated as a body on a slab, opened up for a premature source of death. I've rowed to this island in a heart without a bottom, all the bacteria of my gut rising up to sing to me.
like I said, though, the art style in this game, like in the type of game it is, just makes it like watching a movie, like a short film. I really should be recording this and putting it up instead of streaming it, but I figure I'll go ahead and stream it, so I gotta go through the whole editing thing. Because when you add or do want a recording on PlayStation 4, you gotta sit there and do like I think it's 15 or 20-minute bits, so you have to sit there and go into the share factory and put them in one by one in order to make a complete video. Okay, I didn't see that when I went through here the first time. It's like a Bible. Once I get to the cave system, though, I just want to let you know that I am not 100% sure which way I went. I just kind of played it as I went, so I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to get through it in the cave system. If you want to stop in the talks, because I don't want to interrupt the story of it. I think I'm about to go to a brief loading screen here, if I remember right. Yep. And there'll be a story bit coming out, I do believe.
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my Ordnance Survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome brake services, but although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
Yes, and the whole game is walking. There is no running. They need to take these graphics and put them in other games, so more games will look like movies. Now, I do know which way to go here, but I have to go to the end of here to get the story bits. But there's a couple things I want to point out. Like, yeah, right there. Hold on, see if I can get it again. Let's get down here. But there is ghosts wandering around this island. If I can just find it again here. I think I missed it. I've seen it briefly. I think I missed it. I know I've seen it for a second. Oh, no. Hold on. Okay, so they're gonna let me actually look directly at it. But you see, so my cursor is, look about there when I turn my camera. See the ghost? Can't make direct contact with it. You look at it and it disappears. See? Gone. Visible. Gone. Okay, I thought there was a story bit over here.
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
Not much of one, but it was a story bit. So I actually gotta go up that way, but I have to go over there to get the other bits of the story.
I had kidney stones and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
More story bits up here on this path where the ghost goes at. I believe there's someone at the end of this path, and then I should be able to continue on to the next section.
An imagined answer phone message. The tires are flat, the wheel spins loosely, and the brake fluid has run like ink over this map, staining the landmarks and rendering the coastline mute, compromised. Where you saw galaxies, I saw only bruises cut into the cliff by my lack of sobriety.
Okay, I think that's the last bit of the story here, so I can continue to the exit. Okay, this should get to the exit now.
What charnel house lies at the foot of this abyss?
Oh, wait,
How many dead shepherds could fill this hole?
Yeah, I jumped in there when I played through it the first time. It kills you. We gotta go up here to that house up on the hill right there.
I've begun my ascent on the windless slope of the western side. The setting sun was an inflamed eye squeezing shut against the light shone in by the doctors. My neck is aching through constantly craning my head up to track the light of the aerial. I must look downwards, follow the path under the island to a new beginning.
Just showing you there ain't nothing in here worth looking at. So I'm sure people would point it out. That's gonna be a nice view once I get to the top of this hill. Now, I bet there will be.
The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either.
Nothing here either. Just another map saying where to go. I'm guessing, just like my theory on this is the property in the map of this, I do believe. Here's another story bit.
My heart is landfill. These false dawns waking into the still never light. I sweat for you in the small hours and wrap my blankets into a mass. I have always heard the waves break on these lost shores, always the gulls forgotten. I can lift this bottle to my ear, and all there ever is for me is this Hebridean music.
Take a look around here for everybody. Ain't really much to see in here, but I promise you there's some good scenes coming up. Just a vision of what this place once was. So you gotta go down into a cave down there. I'm gonna walk the path so we can get some story bits, so. Because in reality, I probably could just jump right down right here, slide, and be fine. But I want to get the story for everybody. Is that a newspaper? Okay.
What to make of Donnelly, the laudanum and the syphilis? It is clearly not how he began, but I've been unable to discover if the former was a result of his visiting the island or the force that drove him here. For the syphilis, a drunk driver smashing his insides into a pulp as he stumbled these paths, I can only offer my empathy. We're all victims of our age. My disease is the internal combustion engine and the cheap fermentation of yeast.
Is it moonshine? Wind is really loud. See if there's a way to turn the wind volume down a bit. Nope. Just master volume. Should turn down the effects and not everything else, but no, can't. Love this art style.
They found Jakobsen in early spring. The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. All around him, small flowers were reaching for the weak sun. The goats had adjusted happily to life without a shepherd and were grazing freely about the valley. Donnelly reports they hurled the body in fear and disgust down the shaft, but I cannot corroborate this story.
Just a little view for everybody. Okay. That was ashes. This boy. I didn't even see this the first time I went through here. I guess why you play through things more than once. Because then you see things you didn't see the first time. Looks like either a newspaper or an IV bag.
Climbing down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled back to the bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
I do not know what that noise was, but that was terrifying. It sounded like voices in the wind or something. That was creepy. Somebody lose their luggage? I thought there was a story bit back here, so I came back here. Let's go continue our story here. Now we're getting ready to go see some very, very pretty scenery. How did I not see that the first time? That looks like the hole up top. I didn't realize that when I came down here. I didn't even see that the first time, but okay. There's some pretty scenery down here, but this whole thing down
Donnelly's
here
addiction is my one true constant.
It's like a
Even
trip.
though I wake in false dawns and find the landscape
Like a
changing,
hallucination
flowing
trip.
in constantly through my tears, I know his reaching is always upon me.
This section, I think they were high when they made it, but it looks really nice, regardless. Now, not here exactly, but as you go further into the cave system, it starts to look like something from like a mushroom trip. I thought there was a story bit over here. Maybe I was wrong. It's a nice view, or a piece of something to look at. Kind of reminds you of the Excalibur Sword in the Stone type of deal. like to see something like this in IRL. Okay, I gotta go this way, but I'm gonna check out what's over here first. Because I'm sure the story bit, because I missed it the first time that I played through. I didn't come over here.
It was as if someone had taken the car and shaken it like a cocktail. The glove compartment had been opened and emptied with the ashtrays and the boot. It made for a crumpled museum, a shattered exhibition.
Yeah, see, I didn't get that piece of story bit the first time I came through here. Because apparently I went down the right way without even realizing it. Still looks really nice. Very, very good art. Now here's some beautiful scene. I actually screenshotted this for my home screen for my PlayStation. Sit here and admire this for a second. IRL, if I was ever come across this place, I would probably sit here and meditate as I'm pegging. Very, very nice scene. Let me know. Some bright, trippy bits. Very beautiful. I tried to go this way the first time, but I couldn't. Now on the other side, I think. Oh no, I came in right there. I bet IRL is gonna be slippery as hell. Long story. But as I got through here, I realized if I follow the candles, it'll take me out. There's another beautiful piece of
I'm
scenery.
traversing my own death throes. The infection in my leg is an oil rig that dredges black muck up from deep inside my bones. I swallow fistfuls of diazepam and paracetamol to stay conscious. The pain flows through me like an underground sea.
Okay, so I know that on this I gotta go up these bridges, but I didn't go that way or that way. So there's probably a couple story bits that I missed in the beginning, the first time I went through here. So let's go this way first. Don't want them to be worth some money. Destroyed it? Okay. Guess I'll cross and go back around. I'll go this way. To the other side. Might be some stories this way. Another map that I can't really make out. I know which way to go though. This will be another good meditating police. But this is muddy and slippery as heck, though. No, in real life it would be. I'm not going up there yet. I'll cross this bridge and go down there first. So I go that way and take me out. I want to make sure I don't miss any stories, pieces. This is where we came in. So I go this way. Sorry, I got your itching. Hey, there ain't a story this way. Yeah, guess I wouldn't know unless I was to try it, huh? Dang, this goes pretty far back, though. I don't know if I'll even water, see where it goes. Probably a dead end. Yep. Invisible barrier. I don't know what this is. I know this ain't the whole cave system. I don't know what that is. It's like a computer chip. Or circuit board. There's seriously no story bits? That's a missed opportunity. Don't know what's for all the gender signs from Mel. I just enjoyed this game, figured I'd share it with you guys. I mean, if anybody ever uses this. I don't really expect it, because it's not a famous name like Green Hell. more of like a meditating thing. It's a world you can get lost in and enjoy the view and the scenery and art. Now here comes the trippy bit. Looks like something from a mushroom trip. Wait, can I go this? I didn't go up this way either. Huh? Okay, I can't go up this way, can I? Yeah, I didn't go up this way. Probably because I can't. But this is like some kind of mushroom trip here. I would love to have at least one of these crystals though. I can only imagine how much one of them would be worth if you get it out alive.
This cannot be the shaft they threw the goats into. It cannot be the landfill where the parts of your life that would not burn ended up. It cannot be the chimney that delivered you to the skies. It cannot be the place where you rained back down again to fertilize the soil and make small flowers in the rocks.
Is this the place? Like a big thing? Swim down and find out, I guess. Okay, I think this might be the one big hole. Alright, that's a trip, though. Oh, okay, so yeah, that's... If I had to guess, I'd say this is the shaft that was at the top. Because there was water at the bottom, you could have seen. I mean, just look at that, though. I mean, come over here. This looks straight up. Tell me that's not trippy. Especially coming out of the water. On the water and come out. Very tricky. Or if you wanted to really make it trippy, don't want to do it too long, well, make people motion sick. Wait, this one just came. Let me go this way. Ah, yeah, here comes another bad trippy area. Start eating your mushrooms. So much canyon, none of this makes any sense. I've been down here a long time to do all this. Yes, I walked extra slow through there. Okay, this place's really bright up here. I think this goes to the surface, though. Yeah, it does. Almost to the end. So it's an hour, hour and a half tops. But it might go to 2 hours just for the mere fact that I want to make sure I get all the story bits. Because out here there's a bunch of like memorials for each person that's died on the island. I think each one gives you a story bit, and I kind of want to see what they all are. So I only looked at a couple of them. So it might go to 2 hours for the mere fact, all the memorials, and it's a lot of story bits. There we go. And this I don't get either. Looks like you're in a flooded city. Then it pulls you out of it. See if there even is a way to get out of here before I drowned. Nope. The purpose makes no sense to me. Final chapter. Now this one's probably taking the longest because there's a lot of memorials.
I wish I could have known Donnelly in this place. We would have had so much to debate. Did he paint these stones or did I? Who left the pots in the hut by the jetty? Who formed the museum under the sea? Who fell silently to his death into the frozen waters? Who erected this godforsaken aerial in the first place? Did this whole island rise to the surface of my stomach, forcing the gulls to take flight?
I can't go past here apparently. There's the cave we just came out of. Found this and I found out, follow the candles and it'll take you to the end. I kinda wanna get all the story bits though. So it might take, it'll take me a little longer. Grounded. That I don't get either. Like, it makes me drown in that water, but the other water let me swim in. Makes no sense to me. None whatsoever. Guess that's not a story bit. Now down here it tries to talk about several memorial candles. I think each one has a story bit to it. Maybe. I don't know. I know that's the path I need to follow, but I'm going this way because I didn't go this way the first time.
Dear Esther, I find each step harder and heavier. I drag Donnelly's corpse on my back across these rocks, and all I hear are his whispers of guilt, his reminders, his burnt letters, his neatly folded clothes. He tells me I was not drunk at all.
Okay, maybe not all of them has a story bit. I know that piece I didn't hear the first time I went through here. So, can't go here. So I'll go double back and head back up through the path that I need to head up. Guess it wasn't what I thought it was. I thought this was like a bunch of memorial candles. And each one had a story bit. Nope, it's just showing me which way to go, I guess. Yeah, I probably could have went that way, but there's some more story bits up this way that I want to share. There's a couple memorial candles up here, though, for sure. So they do have story bits. I guess I would like to run though, because I know there's no story through here. I remember. So here's the cave we came out of. There's first candle in a tent. Yeah, maybe if I'm not too tired when I get off work tomorrow, I'll do a Green Hell stream with the survival aspect and actually focusing on the story and a couple trippy bits. This here gave me a story bit the first time I came through. I don't know why it's not this time. But short version of the story bit it gave me here is like all the glowing markings was made from campfire ash, the cave mushrooms, and water from the sea. How they make the glowing paint. Basically, it sums up that story bit, since I ain't playing it. This game's well worth the $1 or something I paid for it, though. It's just a nice game. It's relaxing. Very relaxing. And down there is where we just was. That view, though. Nice. Very nice view. Okay, this one's supposed to be a story bit too. I don't know why this ain't working now. Oh well, it is what it is. But that was one of the memorial candles I was talking about. There's another memorial down here. This is another story bit for some reason we ain't playing. I guess I gotta play it through from, delete it and reinstall and play it through from the beginning to get all of them. I heard them the first time I went through, but I must have to go get them all in the same playthrough. Because of the saves to progress of what I already got, I guess, so don't play it again. Okay, so I could have passed through this way. So I'm gonna have to delete, reinstall it, and play the game one more time from start to finish to get all the story bits for you guys. Didn't realize it was gonna do that, or I would have streamed it the first time I played it. And there's another one. It was a story bit the first time I played it. Another memorial. I got the first playthrough, so it's probably not doing it again. Well, this is upsetting. I want to share all the story bits with you guys and gals. So we'll have at least one more stream of this game coming then. Not sure when, but hopefully soon. Just have to delete and reinstall, and maybe I could stream it tomorrow. So yeah, right here is another memorial that gave me a story bit first playthrough. The hell? That was a bit creepy.
There were chemical diagrams on the mug he gave me coffee in, sticky at the handle where his hands shook. He worked for a pharmaceutical company with an office based on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. He'd been travelling back from a sales conference in Exeter, forming a strategic vision for the peddling of antacid yogurt to the European market. You could trace the connections with your finger, join the dots, and whole new compounds would be summoned into activity.
That was that story bit I forgot about. Then there's these markings here I can't even make out. They're so blurry. Terrible. That's a path I need to go up, but I didn't catch these candles here last playthrough. Let's see what's over here. If any of the story bits. There's that voice again. That is creepy. Stuff I give me a little bit of chills. Wait. Oh. Okay. Looks like something dead.
From here, I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic, and I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
Just saying, let's hear what he was talking about on that bit. I think if I start streaming games like this, I'm gonna start calling a mystery game stream gameplay. So people will join just to see what it is. Another memorial. There was a story bit the first playthrough. On a sudden, light from heaven. Looks like soon around him, and he fell to and I can't make out that last word. It's kind of blurry. Somebody jizzed over the wall though. Okay, I need to go up this way, but I'm gonna go this way because I didn't go here this way the first time. I went through the way I just took you guys. So if there's a story bit here, I want to catch it. Nope, nothing. Because over there's a writing where it came in. Alright, final stretch. Just so you know, our goal is that radio tower. That's where we're heading. I may do the Edith Finch again, but this time I'll stream it. For that way I can share the story with everybody. And then maybe I'll do Detroit Becoming Human as well.
A sound of torn metal, teeth running over the edge of the rocks, a moon that casts a signal. As I lay pinned beside you, the ticking of the cooling engine, and the calling from a great height, all my mind as a bypass.
Oh, okay. What's this part of that story bit I didn't see? See, when I done this first time, I went straight to the tower. I didn't even see this path. Looks like a minecart. It is a minecart. Okay. So is there a mine up here? No, just a candle. I was hoping there'd be another story bit there, but I guess not. See, I didn't even see this path the first time I done the walkthrough. I'm guessing over there's where we came out. Shoot. Have to go back this way, apparently. Let's see if the path might have went somewhere else. Oh, well, all that for nothing, because it goes to the same spot. Go figure. I just think there might have been a story bit down there I missed. Hold on, is there another path here? There's some creepy voices again. If this is based off of a real island, then this must be like a haunted island. Not London or something. That would be my only guess.
I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
Oh, hey, can I go up this way for another story bit? See, I went up that way the first time. See if there's any more story up here. I'm gonna say so, because I see a candle. So possibly. No, maybe not. Nice view, though. More voices. Now this is wind. Nope, there's voices. Still, that's creepy.
If only Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
Funny how I said I wasn't gonna talk a whole lot, and I've been doing nothing but talking this whole entire time, except for the story bits.
Bent back like a nail, like a hangnail, like a drowning man clung onto the wheel, drunk and spiraled, washed onto the lost shore under a moon as fractured as a shattered wing. We cleave, we are flight and suspended, these wretched painkillers, this form inconstant. I will take flight. I will take flight.
What the hell? This looks like a bunker hatch. Or a light post or something. Maybe a tower before? Or a tower base? somebody must be surviving on this island. How else would the burners? How else would the candles be burning all the time? I will warn you now, as we go up here, the wind volume will get louder and louder and louder as we get to the top. Just a little heads up. But you can still hear, should be able to hear the story still though. I don't know, I might try making actual videos at some point. Try to make several in advance and just post them. Try to figure out how all that works. I know I'm going to be doing all my editing and everything myself. I might not be constantly putting out videos, but maybe I put one out maybe, I don't know, once a week maybe? I don't know. But when I work a full-time job, it's hard for me to do anything. By the time I get home, I'm tired and I don't feel like streaming. I just want to relax. Anybody who works a full-time job would know what I mean. Maybe at some point I'll try doing some, like, I don't know, not really live streams, but like, maybe some vlogs with my face set. Going like nature walks or something, and just kind of giving my opinion or showing off the scenery, possibly. If I was to do that, I'd have to wait until about probably September, when it's not so hot here in Texas, to do stuff like that. Maybe see if I can find me a cheap camera in the meantime.
I have dredged these waters for the bones of the hermit, for the traces of Donnelly, for any sign of Jakobsen's flock, for the empty bottle that would incriminate him. I have scoured this stretch of motorway 21 times, attempting to recreate his trajectory, the point when his heart stopped dead and all he saw was the moon over the Sanford Junction. He was not drunk, Esther. He was not drunk at all, and it was not his fault. It was the converging lines that doomed him. This is not a recorded natural condition. The gulls do not fly so low over the motorway and cause him to swerve. The paint scored away from his car in lines like an infection, making directly for the heart.
Okay. But as far as live streams go, or like the face or live vlogs, I mean, I'm gonna tell you don't hold your breath on that. Because I don't know how to do any of that really. I don't really have a computer to do any of that either. And I'll try it, see what happens, but that might be on, I might end up, that may go on TikTok or something. In all honesty. That's just because it's already on my phone and it's online, so I don't have to worry about space issues on my phone. Alright, well, let's proceed. Newspaper in the wall? It sure is. Okay then. How does that work? That's just a misprint or like a texture issue or what? I took the ground texture and pasted it to the mountainside. there's anything I know, I can clearly tell this is a very low budget game. I mean, mostly because look how short it is. I'm saying a lot of copy and paste and the same stuff, but either way, it's still a good game. For like the $1.50 I paid for it, it's well worth it. It's a bit of a good story, a couple of some nice
I am
views.
the Ariel. In my passing, I will send news to each and every star.
Nice scenery, nice art, nice story. For $1.50 is worth it.
Dear Esther, I have burned the cliffs of Damascus. I have drunk deep of it.
Now this is not me.
My heart is my leg,
This is the
and
end.
a black line etched on the paper all along this boat without a bottom. You are all the world like a nest to me. Eggs unbroken form like fossils, come together, send small black flowers to the air. From this infection, hope. From this island, flight. From this grief, love.
Like I said, short game. And also, like I said, I'm gonna do a stream from start to finish. I may do Edith Finch, and I may do Detroit Becoming Human. Also, but I know those will be series, not just one stream. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the stream. I mean, even though nobody ever watched. Maybe if somebody watches this in the future, I hope you enjoyed the whole thing. And you watched from start to finish. I'm going to continue letting this cutscene play out, and I'm going to end the stream at the credits.
Come back.
Well, anyways, I hope you all enjoyed it, even though nobody watched, and if somebody watches in the future, I hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe, share, and maybe, hopefully, this week or next week, maybe I'll do a stream on Green Hell. Now that I know like how the crafting system and everything works, and I know what I'm actually doing. So, this is Gaming White Wolf, signing out. Signing off. Until next time.